everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nelson, you're watching Nature Nel, and if you're brand new, thank you for stopping by. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit all those buttons to make this channel grow. And I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know I just brought you a What's in Bloom, which is for you newbies. It's usually a tour around my greenhouse to show you what's starting to bloom in the season. And this spring is sprunging because due to the cold weather and all the craziness that we had, it actually inspired all my orchids to shoot spikes. So I just can't let this go for the next month and not show you what I have blooming in there, because it's just so spectacular that while I was watering, I said, I have to do a video. I know I just put a What's in Bloom, but I got to do another one. So we're going to call this an update, right? So a blooming update. So I want to get started because I'm looking back there and the skies are super gray and dark. It's supposed to rain all weekend. Today is Friday, so Saturday and Sunday is going to rain. Unfortunately, we're going to be going to Fairchild Tropical Gardens this weekend. They're having their beautiful Orchids in Bloom festival, and they do this every year. It's where I celebrate my anniversary, and I'm turning 5 years on this lovely channel. That I never thought I would reach this far, but you know what? We're keeping on. We're going to keep growing and going, and I feel that there's so much content to show you guys and to give you guys, and I'm learning so much that it's like, it's eternal. So anyways, without further ado, let's go look at some blooms. All right, my friends, look at that sky. We're going to probably get stormed while we're doing this tour. Hopefully it won't be too strong, because then the sound will be very difficult. So let's see how we can do this. This is going to be one of the longer videos. There's just so much to show. Look, just by going close, you can see all the flowers. So if there's any video I would ask you guys to share, this is going to be the one, because it'll show a lot of people the type of blooms, of diversity of blooms that I have. And also, as you guys know, when I show my orchids, I educate as I'm showing. So it's not just showing pretty flowers. I'm all for educating and teaching something new. Now, I did show this, and the only reason I'm going to show it again is because this is a Josephine Vanbrero, JVB, right? I've talked about this a million times, and they use this a lot for hybridizing. Now, the reason I want to show it to you again, I showed it in the last What's in Bloom. Look at the flower well. Put some lights on. Okay, now this is a hybrid of that. Now, do you guys see the similarities? The petals and the sepals are way more rounded, but you can definitely see the JVB influence in these flowers. So when they hybridize these orchids, you will see the characteristics from the offsprings. This is one of my favorite Vandas, and it's my first Vanda that I got for myself here in the ranch. And it was a surprise because I got it from the moats way back in the day. And it was one of those Vandas that they put on sale for, like, I think it was like 3 for $50 or something like that. So I bought one of these. And I mean, it's pretty big. It did get, as you guys can see, Vandas suffer a lot with the weather. And that's something I want to talk to you guys about, because I got a lot of, oh, by the way, let me show you the name. This is the cross. This is the one my friend Judier from the Bubblies and Orchids Society. He wants one of these. But like I told him, I go, this is so old. And this is just, you know, they were probably seedlings. And that's why this one came out so colorful and so spectacular. Because they all come out slightly different. Now I want to show you this quickly. Look at my cactus, how well they are starting to shoot out their blooms. I got this 2 years ago, I think it was. No, a year ago. Here, so you guys that love cactus, there's the name. I did not write that tag, just to be clear. Now, you guys know that I always have to stop by this beauty. This is my yellow bird. And the one thing that I like about doing my What's in Blooms is the consistency of, not the consistency, the cycle of the bloom. So I show you guys when it's in bud. I show you guys when it's, sometimes when it's just a spike. And then I show you the after effects of that spike. So if you guys been following me, my What's in Blooms, I've been showing you this yellow bird, which is a beautiful, beautiful flower. It starts off, by the way, red. So these little red markings here, they start fading and they turn into this. So when you guys see this on the yellow bird, don't think it's a virus, because I know a lot of people look at this and say, ooh, that has virus. I know that virus flowers tend to do these weird colors, but the flowers that transition from one color to another, it'll do this. So this one, as you guys that have been following me know, I got this at Brethren's Orchid. And there's their information, there's their name. I paid $20 for this. I just saw the little, that's the cool thing about leaving the price tag, because when I bought this, it was so tiny. It was like a little bit like this, and look how massive this thing has gotten. Now, I did show these. I'm not going to show them again. I know, well, this one I will, because you guys were super excited about this flower. This is the Siam, the Star of Siam. It's one of the new ones that I got. Hold on. And yes, I know a lot of you make comments from my haul. So if you guys want to know more about this, I will show it to you in my haul. Such a pretty flower. It was filled with flowers. It's down to the last two. But it really is. So if you guys want one of these, we're going to have, I feel like I'm the one doing the fair. That's why I say we're. Pam of Orchids in Bloom is doing a beautiful, beautiful international orchid show that last weekend of this month, March, and she will have these available. She had a lot of these. So if you guys want to get your hands on these, get them while they last, because this is one of those Cattleyas that's very different from the rest. I mean, the colors and everything is very different. Ooh, it's starting to rain. So if you guys want it, take it before she runs out, because I know that when I put these on my videos, they sell out pretty quick, because people call her, they place orders. So I'm letting you know right now, you guys are getting first bids. Once she's at the show, all bets are off. So you could even call her and tell her, listen, you know, I would like to pick up one. If you want to make sure, if you can't get there, let's say Friday, Saturday, to the show, and you could only go Sunday, and you want to make sure you get one of these, call Pam. Okay, call her at her business. I will put the information down there, and ask her if she can hold one for you with your name. But guys, be loyal to your word. Don't have her think about everything that she has to store, stock, and put out in the shows. If she takes something with your name on it, make sure you do follow your loyalty of picking it up. Don't have her go through all the trouble of setting something for you and then you never show up. So if you guys really want one of these, I suggest you probably call her before she sells out, because a lot of people talked about this. Now, Francis Fire, I was going to call it Firefox. My Francis Fox. This is also from Pam. She will have these available. This is another transitional flower. As you guys can see, it starts, this one just opened, and it turns into this bright canary yellow. It's a gorgeous, it's a gorgeous blooming orchid, and she's also going to have these. So here's the name of this one, so you can have it already. So you can start doing your shopping list for this weekend, for this month's big show. Now, these are just starting to open. These are also from Pam's. These are from last year's show. Look how on time they are. This is the Xing Fong Little Sun. A lot of you make comments about it. What I like about these is that they bloom all at the same time. As you can see, look at how many buds are in there. You know, this has 3 also, and this one's very similar. I don't know the name of this, the flower of this one. I can't remember it, but it's also from Pam. So as you guys can see, her orchids really do continue giving love through their blooms during their season. I'm gonna go straight in here. Oh, you know what? I assume that you guys have seen my greenhouse already. And I know that there's newbies. Just so you guys have an idea, I get between 70 to 80 new subscribers a month. So I have to keep them into consideration, because they haven't seen what my older members, and when I mean older, I mean that you've been with me for a while, already know and they've seen. So this is my greenhouse, designed by me, built by my partner, Lewis. I like when it's raining. It's really, you know what? Let's go right here. I showed this. Today is a Pam show. So Pam, if you're listening, I think this is your video more than mine. It's just that a lot of her stuff is blooming right now in the beginning of spring. Look at the color of this flower. Look at that color. That is just insane. And these are the older ones, so they turn into a fuchsia color as they get older. But when they open, oh my God, look at that. The little droplets on the flowers. And this is the Hawaiian Prominence America. So anyways, this, I put it in this little box that I bought from, I'll put the information down there if you want to get these boxes. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to put the information. Go to the show, the amazing Thailand show. Well, not everybody's going to be here, Nelson. All right, I'll put the information down there. If you guys want to order from the gentleman who creates these, they're not expensive. They're like 20, 30 bucks, I think, for the really big ones. This, I think I paid 15 for this one. And it's so well done. And you guys know when I am happy about a product, I will promote it. I don't get paid for it. I don't get any compensation for that. I just want to help people out. I want to make sure that, you know, these small businesses grow. Now this here, of course, you can't tell what it is. It's little nothing. This is one of the hardest Vandas to ever bloom. If you can bloom this Vanda, and I'm not doing this to like tap my own shoulder, but it's the truth. And this was told to me by Lady Vanda, Serena, and this actually comes from her, and it was a gift from Terry for my birthday, I think it was. Here's the name. Let me see if I can get, it's one of those shiny tags. So it's a Dendrobium Parishii Ascasenda Guachialong. I had to read it, and I know the name of this, but it hasn't bloomed in such a long time. But look, because of my feeding regimen after the cold snap, look what it gave me. So what I have to do with this baby is every week give it a little bit of a boost of fertilizer. Like I'll do half a teaspoon and just hit it. This Vanda can take more fertilizer than most Vandas, and it's a beautiful cranberry and yellow flower. So once that's blooming, I'm going to, oh mama, you're right behind me, how can I overlook you? Now this comes from, okay, I'm going to sound like a broken record. This comes from Pam. And I got this last year as well, and it is one of the ones I believe she sent me. Unfortunately, Pam, the tag on this is, yeah, I don't have the tag. I'm going to try to get the name from her. She usually responds pretty quick, but look at what a pretty flower. It's just absolutely ethereal. That's the only word that comes to mind. It's just so delicate and so pretty, and it has a really, really beautiful floral fragrance. Just pretty. And I put it in this pot that I got over at Ophi's. I love these guys. These are so good for your Cattleyas because they have holes. Now, I still have it, believe it or not, in the plastic pot. I did explain to you guys that I've learned that every time I would take them out of the plastic pots, 50% of the time, my Cattleyas wouldn't make it. So I just got upset at that, and I said, you know what? Leave it alone. Leave it, let it really, really establish well. And then once it's really established and the roots are like literally popping out of the pot, then you can transfer it to another pot if you like. But I've learned from my own experience that the more you tamper with your Cattleyas, the more they're gonna show you yellow leaves. And hold on, speaking of yellow leaves, I left a couple of things here. Yellow leaves. I left a couple of my plants because this is what I do every day, guys. Believe it or not, I come back here and I start. This is another gift from Terry. It's about to start blooming as well. This was I think this was for Valentine's when we went to. Here we go. These tags are so delicate. Hold on. See you guys. I want to show you. I'm doing this because I'm going to do a new tag. That way, if I leave it out there. All right, let's come right here. I really love this baby here. Pick that up later. This midnight dendrobium came from Jeremy from S&W Orchids in Hawaii. He sent this to me. I think it was for my 4th year anniversary, maybe. And this flower, guys, look at that. Look at the color on this dendrobium. And these, believe it or not, they're not that expensive. So if you guys want to order this from him, he sends it to you like super quick. And these are not expensive at all. He has some of the most incredible dendrobiums in his nursery. And even though the older leaves, which I found out I thought it was thrips, it's a fungus. And due to all the cold and the wet and all the things we had, once I started spraying it with fungicide, I want to show you all the new leaves, how beautiful they're coming out. Look at this. There was one that I saw, it was this one. Like, it's really pretty. So Jeremy, if you're watching, she is so happy with all her blooms. And there's Dendrobium Midnight. Look at this, how many she has here. How pretty is that? There's more here, like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Now behind me, look who's starting to peek through. Do you guys remember this Cattleya? Yep, this is the Redland. Here's the name. Don't wear it out. I'm just kidding. Yamadara Redland Sunset. I got this again at Pam's. This is the one that I got last year, I believe it was, at the Apopka show. And I love this because this is another one of those orchids. And you see this is also fungus. So thank God that I did the spraying with the fungicide right away, because I think the cold weather and a lot of the dampiness and the humidity did cause this. But at the end of the day, guys, listen, they're orchids, they're plants, they're gonna have the quirks. Don't lose motivation. And the reason I'm showing you all this is because I've been hearing so many comments from you guys. I'm so tired, my orchid got this, my orchid got that, I did everything I could, I just wanna give up. Well, that's the beauty of orchids. They will teach you patience. You either give up or you're gonna have patience to learn. And so I've learned now that after a while of trying to figure this out, thinking it was thrips, it ended up being a fungus. See, when you see it on both sides like this, that's a fungus. So anyway, look how many she's giving me now. She has a bunch of little spikes and there's some on the back too. So this is gonna be a really nice piece when it's blooming. And next to it, talk about cranberry and yellow. Look at that, guys. I got this also at Apopka last year. I think it was last year. And it was a bag baby. And I got it from Mr. Tsinghua Orchids. There's the name. So anyways, he usually goes to the Frank Smith shows at Apopka over at his nurseries, and he has some really, really beautiful stuff. And what I like about Tsinghua, he's not expensive. I think I paid $20 for this. So this is the first time it blooms. Look at that flower. This labellum, this mustard right there is everything. I think that if this flower didn't have that mustard and some of that mustard running through, it wouldn't be as impactful. It needs those tones to be bleeding through the red. It's just really, really pretty. And it grew a lot, by the way. Here, let me get to the name. Oh no, I already got to the name. Sorry, I'm rushing because there's so much to show. Now, I did show this before. It's still blooming. Look how beautiful this is. Also from Pam's. So if you guys want to see more about this, go to my previous What's in Bloom, and I talk about it just like this one, but I did not talk about this. Look. Have you guys noticed as I'm showing you that there's sort of like a consistency in the tones for this spring? Like, it's a lot of cranberry and yellow, or maybe it's just that I buy a lot of cranberry and yellow, but no, it's never been like this, like all of them blooming at the same time. This, my friends, I got from J&J Landscapes. If you guys watch my Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society show, if you go back a couple, I would say about 10 videos back, I got this from her. These sold out really quick. When I showed her sample, she told me that they were flying off her shelf. So of course I had to get one right away. I was there with my friend Alejandro. He bought one and I bought one. And he was like, where did you see that? And I couldn't remember. I go, you know what, Alejandro? I can't remember who had it. So then he finally found, he goes, no, it's J&J. So I ended up getting this. Now, it's very unfortunate. It had another pompon like this. But like I said, the cold weather really did weird stuff to the orchids. Like it would damage like half of the half of the flowers, and then the other half would be perfect. Or it would like destroy a whole spike and leave the other one perfect. So unfortunately that happens. Here's the name. I've been doing my own tag, guys, because they're stronger and they last a lot longer. And I like that they have these little holes there. So if I want to do like Pam does, to put a little, I do it. Now here, another one of these beauties with those colors that just drive me nuts. This is starting to open. So it's not fully, see, they're still like kind of closed. But once it fully opens, it's going to be gorgeous. This is called the candy corn. And you know, I think I got this at I don't know. It looks like I got this at oh my god, what's the name of that company? I can't believe I forgot. But you know what? No, it's because they put their Plant Madness. They put their name on the back. This is actually Pam's also. I think she has a lot of these blue tags. So anyways, this candy corn, first time blooming as well. Look at this beauty. Look at the colors on this. It just started opening, I would say about a day ago or 2 days ago. So it's still trying to make itself, to comfort itself into an open petals. Wow, it's really, really pretty. Look at those colors are just insane. I love this here, this little purple here. And another one that I bought, and it was a tiny plant, and look how it's grown. Now I gotta show you this. Look at this. Now what, if for you guys that know a little bit more about Cattleyas, do you see the Walkeriana in it? Do you see the labellum folded and flat like a Walkeriana? Do you see the Violacea? There we go. Let me see if I can, oh, this is way back there, hold on. Let's see, maybe I do this, that's better. So that's the name. This one you could also get from my friend Pam. She had these, and it was smaller than this. And it's weird. You don't notice how much your orchids grow until they bloom. For me, when they bloom, I'm like, wow, this plant really grew a lot. So this one was a picture of this flower, and it looked identical to this. I was so afraid it was not. I was like, it's too pretty. It might not even look like that. With those little flares on the tip, and then just pure white, and that beautiful, beautiful fuchsia crossed with cranberry, and the little yellow right inside makes it a spectacular bloom. You are gorgeous, mama. I may make you the cover of my video. Really nice. And it plays off very well with the Princess Kiko here. It kind of has those tones, which again, this is my prize-winning orchid. I'll give you the name really quick. You can go to the last What's in Bloom. I've actually covered her, I think, in the last 3 What's in Blooms. She had 4 beautiful spikes. This is the last spike left. Gorgeous. Now do you see why I was so excited, guys, to show you everything I got? Because everywhere you look like this is a species Vanda. This is the Mariae. Vanda Mariae. Let me give you a little bit of, hold on, let me see if I can get, the tag broke. I'll put it underneath. Sorry, mama. It's a little cluttered here. There we go. Another cranberry and yellow. This is one of those Vandas that just started going up. It's not the prettiest of Vandas in the sense of the leaves and all that, but It's a very looked for Vanda, because you used to see them a lot, but now you don't see them as often. You know, orchids are very seasonal sometimes. As I'm doing this, I'm taking out yellow leaves. So see guys, Vandas will give you this, and you're gonna see it throughout. As long as they're doing this on the bottom, you're pretty safe. There was one here that I was afraid. It started losing some up here, but as soon as I started spraying it, it just stopped. So that's what I'm telling you. It's not about not having yellow leaves. It's about lowering the quantity of leaves that are gonna yellow. Ooh, it's gonna come down hard. Look at you, mama. I love you so much, my little tabletop. This is from Ben Young. This is called a tabletop. Ascasenda, I think it is. No, yeah, Ascasenda. Oh my God, it's upside down. Talk about a twister. Okay, here we go. Tavivat, Ascasenda tavivat. So anyways, guys, I call this a Hawaiian Punch Vanda because it smells just like either Hawaiian Punch or Fruit Loops. It's got a very fruity smell. Let me see if it smells right now. Yeah, it smells more like Fruit Loops. It's so beautiful. Look at these tones. And this is, I think, the first time she gives me a double spike. So thank you for that. Thank you for this beautiful show. And also this beautiful show. Now, not a lot of you. I'm sorry, sometimes my brain is going too fast. My mouth is going too fast and my brain is on neutral. Some of you have asked me about the smiley. This is the one I got. Here, let me give you the name real quick. This is the one that I got over at RF Orchids. And it was on my birthday. I gave myself this gift. I just want to show you the size of this smiley. Let me see how far I can get back here. Okay. All that is the plant. And I fell in love with it. Michael over at RF had a bunch of them hanging, and I said, I have to give myself one of these for my birthday. And this is the Alba. This is the one that's a little more pastel colors in the flowers. Now it is starting to open. It's not all open yet, but once this baby is open, I will revisit it. That's why I'm calling this an update, just to show you guys. See, there's more here. There's one here. So she is going to start pushing out her flowers, and it becomes this tower of all these little cone type of flowers. It's really, really unique orchid. All right, guys, let's see if there's anything here that I may have missed. Nope, I think we got everything on this side. Yep, we did. All right, now let's stop right here. Look at you. Now, as you guys know, I've spoken about the Lamellata Vanda. And Lamellata, just like JVB, is used a lot for crossing. And it produces these beautiful smaller Vanda flowers with lots of fragrance. This one I got this at Curlsmith. This is a Okinawa. No. I think I got this at I think I did get this at Curlsmith. Because I thought for a minute I got it at Bang Young, but I think it was Curlsmith. This is, I think, the Japanese Lamellata. Yeah. This is, I think, their Japanese Lamellata. I can't remember exactly the information, but I believe it was Julian who told me about it. And he says, yeah, this is a really nice one. And it's not one that you see a lot. So I ended up taking it, and look what she did. She gave me 2 spikes. So I'm holding this like for dear life. Now, look, this is the sad truth. This is since my cold snap, all that is yellow leaves from inside the greenhouse that I've been collecting. And since I do it every day, this is my advice to you. It's probably the best advice I can give you to help you not get demotivated with your orchids. Don't wait for everything to turn yellow and then start cleaning leaves. because that's gonna destroy you emotionally. The best thing to do is every day, or at least as much as you can, guys, go around and take them out and have like a little bucket or something and just throw your dead leaves in there. I use it for composting. So just throw your dead leaves. So that way, when you look at your collection, your mind doesn't shift to destruction, right? Like you look at everything, you say, okay, everything looks green. Everything is good. Because when you start seeing yellow leaves, it is demotivating. And when you don't clean it up and you start seeing too many, like I left some here because I wanted to show them to you. Here we go. It's back here. I left this here. This is almost a week of no cleaning on this one. And you see how it is? So Vandas will do that when they are disturbed in their environment. They will start losing yellow leaves, but notice that they lose from the very bottom. Now, there's one that just started blooming, and oh, I love the rain. There's one that just started blooming, and if you guys recall Orchid Circus, I think it was, yeah, the Orchid Circus at Ophi's. Do you guys remember this plant? Do you remember who gave me this? Lorraine from Lee's Orchids and Things. She gifted me this right before I was leaving. She goes, here, I want to give you this for helping me out, because I usually help her out to take things to the back and stuff like that because they're very heavy. I had no idea what this was. When she gave it to me, the plant looked like nothing. I was like, I don't even know what this plant's gonna give, but they usually surprise you when they're like that. Look at how gorgeous these little tiny flowers are, and how many spikes. I'm trying to see if I can, there we go. Let there be light. That's as close as I can. Let me see if I can get, there we go. You can see it better there. Is that not adorable? I am so happy with this. So Lee, Lorraine, if you're watching, she is doing beautiful. Thank you so much. This is, and it's a species, by the way. Woo, love that rain. Now, right, let me get on this side, because this is the side that gets wet. Here's one that was gifted to me by Sierra Madre. Now, I think I'm going to have to stop for a little bit because it's really loud. Sierra Madre gave me this about a year and a half ago, and he told me, here, I'm going to give you a species, and I want you to take really good care of it, because when it blooms, you're going to love it. There's the name. And look, so see, if you're watching, isn't she adorable? And I love it, that's a tiny little Vanda. You are a little star, and this is starting to bloom again. I got this from Orchid Den, and it's the one that Orchids 365 had this shimmery blue 3D pot, and I got this one, which are these super white, very creamy colored flowers, and it just looks gorgeous here. So I'm super excited that it gave me another spike. This is the old spike, because I really want to see the contrast between the bright white flower and this deep, cosmic blue on that pot. So I think we're done here. I don't see anything. Wait, what do you mean we're done? Look over there. Mira Mercedes, quien está en pura flor. Qué belleza. Mercedes, the lady who I visit her at her home. She's a master orchid grower. I plan to go this spring to visit her. Her location is her green space is always very, very jaw-dropping. So I can't wait to go. And this was something she gave me as a gift on one of my visits. And look at her. This is called the white jewel orchid. Now I'm showing you from back here because it is raining really hard. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it here because there's a good spot to pause, and then come back to it so I can show you up close. Oh my God, you guys. You have no idea how much it's rained. This is several hours later. It's almost like 6 o'clock. So I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty quick because, I have my light that I can use, but still, I don't want the rain to hit me again. It's been on and off. but it's been torrential downfall. Like, it wasn't just a simple Florida rain. This was like hurricane. So anyways, I'm back here again, back to my jewel orchid that my friend Mercedes gave me. It actually looks better now since the sun is not so hard. But this is a beautiful orchid, and she gave it to me. It was about just that size, but all this is grown. Now all this I can cut and put back in there, and they'll grow back out again. So maybe after this season, I said that last year, and I didn't do it, and this is what happened. They start just hanging like a vine. But it's so pretty. And the flowers, you know, they're not like anything to go crazy about, but they're very cool when they're all clustered up like that. And rainwater is really good. Now what I am gonna do, guys, since it already rained today this much, like maybe these Cattleyas I'm not gonna keep here, and I will move that in that direction over there so it's under shade, because I like them to get rain, but I don't want them to be rained on every day. And it's gonna rain tomorrow, I think, and Sunday too, so it's time to move them around. All right, so I think we were gonna go to the, where are we gonna go to the, oh, this is really pretty, to the quick tent before. I'm trying to remember where I left off. This is a Lamelata. And this one, I can't remember exactly where I got this one. I'm trying to see if I have a tag in here. Yes, here we go. I think it's Bangyons, maybe. Hold on. Tessellata, I'm sorry. Again, I always do that. This is the, okay, this is, I was thinking of the other orchid, that one over there. Remember when I said that it was, when I said it was an Indian or Japanese, I was actually thinking of this. This is the Indian version of the Tessellata. So I believe that's what he had explained to me when I got it over at Young. So if you guys want to, I don't think he's got these anymore. Actually, this was one that he had, and he told me, oh, you should get this one. But knowing Ben, he usually restocks, so he may have restocked from, because you know he had stopped selling those long cones that I do my chandeliers, and he has them again now. So it's really pretty flower. And you know what, guys, when it's sunny, you think it's going to be really pretty. But look, when it's overcast like this, the lighting. That's why in photography, when I used to do a lot of photography back in the day, and we would have this kind of stuff when we were doing fashion shoots on the beach, because I did that whole world of Miami Beach model shooting, and it was a lot of fun. Those years were a lot of fun for me. I hardly ever talk about those years, but I was like in the epic center of everything, and I was married for 7 years. A lot of you didn't know that. And my ex-wife, she was the booker for the models on South Beach, on some of the model agencies. So I was like taking pictures every weekend, and we were having a blast. Met a lot of great people, celebrities. It was fun. But anyway, I digress. This right here is what I live for now. Hold on, let me pull back a little bit. I don't know why, when it's on 4K, for some reason, it does not allow me to use my zoom, because this is 4K, guys. I think it was well deserving of it. So this is the quick tent that I had my partner put up for me a couple of years ago. And this is where I keep all my Phalaenopsis, because it's a way better environment for them. They don't get rained on. They shouldn't get rained on too much, because you got to control the water on these orchids. And so I keep them here, and I also keep my desktop, I call them desktop Dendrobiums, because they don't really grow that big. They stay pretty much coffee table size. And I got a couple of aeroids in the back. So let's start with these phals. My God, I showed you guys these. This is the one from Pam's. She literally just had this at the Sawgrass show. So again, if you guys are planning to go to the amazing Thailand show, this most likely will be there, because she told me. I'm only repeating what she said. I asked her, I go, show me what you're gonna have at the show. So when I promote it, I'm promoting something that you will have when they're there. And then when she showed me this fowl, she goes, oh, this one is beautiful, it's very different, and it's classified, right? So here's the name, guys, because I know I showed it in my haul, but for you newbies that are just tuning in, if you watch my last video, which is a haul, it's really cool. It shows a lot of cool orchids that are going to be at this international show here in Homestead, Florida, at the Buddhist temple. But anyway, she told me, yeah, I'm going to have these. But I love them because they're so precise in their pattern, their color tone, their freckling. Everything is perfect. And then the labellum is not your typical Phalaenopsis labellum, right? That's called a labellum, and or lip. And then this one, look at how different. It's like the, oh my God, what is that called? The clover. The 4-leaf clover. It kind of reminds me of that shape. But anyways, it's a really beautiful Phalaenopsis. It's opening really well, giving me a beautiful display of just gorgeousness. And then right next to it, small, but still very impactful, just starting to open. This is from Joseph Wu. For you guys who don't know who Joseph Wu is, he is the king of peloric fowls. He hybridizes them to get a peloric shape in the labellum. Now, I just taught you guys what a labellum is, or a lip. Now, if it's peloric, right? The word peloric means that it has, oh my God. Peloric means it has 3 versions, or 2 versions of the labellum. This is the labellum. So we have 2 versions through the sepals. I'm running a blank, sorry guys. But anyways, as you can see, it's a mutation. It's a matter of a mutation. So he mutates them perfectly to where the petals imitate the labellum. Isn't that incredible? I find that to be fascinating. The fact that Joseph Wu and his staff, I'm sure his family is always very kind at the shows. I've met his wife and my daughter, I believe. And to get to this point and to make so many beautiful Phalaenopsis that have that kind of peloric type of shape in the lip is really, really astonishing that somebody could create so many of these and be so precise. Because, you know, I always said that nature is the best replicator, like, you know, it creates things that are so precise. But in this case, it was human tampering with nature and then creating a whole different strain. But it's beautiful, it's very pretty. And this I've shown before. This also, guys, this is a classified or identified, the brown teacup. And this was from Sierra Madre. So Susie, if you're watching, look how big she's gotten, because Susie was the one that sold it to me, or she gave it to me. I can't remember now. I think she gave it to me. It's really, really beautiful. It has such an amazing combination of tones that you can sit here and start, like, if you start separating the tones, it's just fascinating. The yellow with the red in those petals is perfectly vignetted. Like, I look at it in an artist's point of view of even how to create those things. You know, in my days, it was not easy to create tones like that. And I get inspired sometimes by tones and the way that the shape goes, like, you know, from the fading to the light when I do hair color. Like, sometimes I don't like to do the root of the color in a lighter, in a color that's the same all over. I like to go slightly darker, and I'm talking about like small percentage, so then it looks more natural. There's, when the light hits it, there's a glow, right? And then you don't want the glow in the center of your head, so you want to create that darker line. For you ladies who want to cover your root, I'm giving you free information here that's very, very valuable. You never want to go the exact color of the rest of your hair. You want to go, especially if you have a lot of whites, because your whites are going to be so clear and clean that when you put the color, it's going to be a much more saturated, lighter color, true to the actual color, and then the rest of your hair is going to look darker. So you're going to get that light, real weird lighting in the center. So when I look at flowers, I get inspired by that, because even nature creates that. You don't see it going from light to dark, right? You know, there's a vignette happening. And so when I look at flowers, that's how I look at them. I look at them in that point of view. And speaking of point of view, somebody asked me the other day, 2 or 3 of you asked me, how is your Joy Fairy Tale Joy doing? And I said, doing very well. It came out of its pot. It did not like to be in the pot, as you can see, so I had to put a stake. I don't know why it's doing that. It's done it twice already, so I figured, you know what? Let it do what it wants to do. And it gave me this bloom. It's starting to bloom now. Now, it'll bloom now for about several months. It'll start shooting more and more, but it is a spectacular flower. This is one of those flowers, again, Joseph Wu, the master of Peloric. This is another Peloric, as you can see. The petals are imitating, the labellum perfectly. This is a really, really famous one by moi, because when I first got it, a lot of people asked me where I had gotten it. And I've told them Joseph Wu has them, and if you guys see him in the shows, he's usually at the Tamiami International Show and Redland Orchid Show. So if you go to any of those two, they'll probably have this one, because this is not one that you can easily find, but this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. These are what I call the avatars. You know, I have a group of orchids that I call my avatars. And right next to it, speaking of avatar, this was really beautiful, but it lost three flowers. It had four. Imagine a crown going around like that of these flowers. It was so pretty, but I couldn't catch it on time. It has a sequential right here. These spikes are called sequential. So when you get an orchid, you want to make sure you ask, if you're new at it, and especially these type of orchids like Phalaenopsis, you want to ask them if the spike is sequential, which means the spike will bloom over and over through its season of blooming. And then once it's done blooming, if it turns brown, you can cut it. But sometimes it'll go on to the following year. And I'll show you an orchid that I have here that's done that, tessellata. So anyways, this one, it's from Wilson Orchid, and this is called the Mini Anaconda. And it's a really popular one. Every show, he's also at all the international shows, and he may be at Apopka at Crawl Smith. So you guys, if you want to get one of these, it is such a cool flower. So I'm doing a theme here, as you can see, of avatars and pelorics. And there's this one that just keeps on giving. This is a beautiful orchid. Such a beautiful orchid. I have shown her before. This one is standard, non-tagged, or noid, no ID. When you guys hear that word noid, that just means no identification. Because when I started in this whole world back in the day, when I first heard it, I didn't want to sound stupid. I'm like, what does that mean? And then one day, I asked Josh, like 5 or 6 years ago, I asked Josh, I said, Josh, what does noid mean? He goes, no ID. I go, I feel so stupid right now. I go, it was right there in my face. But anyways, this is a really pretty flower. These are the peppery ones. I think they're called pepper something or something pepper. I saw it somewhere. But I have several of these because I keep getting on the spikes. You'll get new growth as far as like a keiki. And for newbies, kiki or keiki means a baby orchid that grows out of the orchid. I don't know why I'm focusing on the bud. It just look. I want to try with the light. I'm trying to see what pattern it had, but I can't see it. It's still too close. And yeah, guys, my poor little thing that really suffered. It lost all its leaves. So, but it's starting to shoot blooms, and it has buds everywhere. And this is a real good sequential. This is a Tejas Giant. Look how pretty this is. It's so tie-dyed, right? Like I feel 70s music coming in the background, you know, like, yeah, the sunshine, yeah, the sunshine. More fantabulosa flowers. Look at these. I remember getting this one and thinking to myself, and by the way, most of these phals, I get them at MS Orchids. These are from MS Orchids. This is from MS Orchids. That's from MS Orchids. And no, this is, I'll show you this later. That one's from Jude Evans. It's crazy how I remember where I get all my phals. But anyway, this one is really, really pretty. Another spectacular flower with a fascinating print. And then what makes the flower really, really astonishing is the fading of those colors into that white, almost like a white spray. And it has more down here. Look at the labellum on it. It's orange. Like this flower wanted every color. It said, I want them all. Give them to me all. I want orange, yellow, cranberry, pink. It's just really, really cool. And then this one, even though I've seen these quite often, the splash style, what I really loved about this was the balance of the white against that fuchsia throughout each flower. It's so consistent, because usually when I see them, they're kind of all uneven, but this one is a perfect consistency. When I saw this, I'm like, ooh, this one's different. And I got this one also at MS Orchid. And look how red the labellum is. That's why when people tell me, oh, I don't care for standard phals. You know, I always say I get it. I really do. I really do get what you mean when you say, what people who say that. But how can you not love the beauty of the colors? Now this one is nothing standard about this one. This is the snake, the black snake from Smith. I believe that's the proper name. I lost the tag. I have to make a new tag. And this is a super cool fowl. This is one that they've been selling really well. And look at the back of the fowl. It's yellow. It's like a super yellow. And it's got 2 more little buds coming out there. But this one, I'm sure they have more if you guys want to reach out to Smith. This is definitely one that they have now. They had a bunch of them last year at the, I think it was it a rare show? No, I think it was Tamiami. They had a bunch of these, and this is where I got this one. And Terry also got one too. And next to it is one that I thought I was gonna lose. This beautiful, beautiful fowl, but look, it gave me, this is why you shouldn't give up on your fowls. You know, they do take a beating, especially here in the area that I'm at with the cold weather. They don't really like it. But your new leaves will come out. It'll start coming back. And look, it gave me a beautiful, beautiful Phalaenopsis. This one I got from Brethren's a while back. It was one of their baby, like they had to give it up because they were making space. This is, look at what I have to deal with. All right, Savannah. Savannah, you smell funky. So, Mock Choi Ju, Gigantea or Gigantea, crossed with Violacea Framindigo. Hey, what are you doing there? Why do you like to, get down. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so anyways, that was a little difficult to be down there, and then she wants to be all over the place. So anyways, a very cool flower. They needed to make space in their place because this was actually pretty big. The leaves were massive, but unfortunately, I lost a lot. And the phals, I did lose a lot of leaves during this cold thing, and I had this sealed with a heater, but still, they just don't like it. And this little one, I don't have a tag. I don't think I ever had a tag. Oh yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What are you? Sing Tangerine Ice Ritters. Oh, it's from Ritters. I remember getting this at Fort Lauderdale. How cute. See, sometimes you forget, but then when you see the tag, that's why I always send messages to the vendors who watch my channel. Is like, guys, put the name of your business, because when I look at it, I'm going to give you free promotion. And I get to remember where I got it from. But it's a cute little fowl. I loved it, of course. I'm not even going to repeat it because I'm going to sound monotonous, but the color combination is gorgeous. And that's gorgeous. Again, we've learned what the labellum means. Now look at it. Look at this one. This one even is more, not protruded, but more shaped. Like the other one was a little more rounded, but this lip is a lot more shaped. It's so pretty. And I got this one from Udeli's at the Fort Lauderdale show. No, at the Wellington show. I got it at the Wellington show. She had a bunch of these, and and they were flying like hotcakes. People were like, oh, where did you get that? Where'd you get that? It was so unique from every phal that they had over there. And it is a heavy bloomer. It will give you lots and lots of blooms. Look at her, she's so funny. Hey, you better not knock any of my orchids. She's actually pretty good. She's not one to be. In the beginning she was, but she kind of got better at it. And this one doesn't have. This one I bought it on an impulse. I just thought it was cute because it had such a bright banana yellow with that cute pink. And I always said pink and yellow is a great combo. It's overlooked all the time, but it's a great combo. But it's a really cute. This one's gonna be opening very well. Now this one, guys, I don't think, let me see if it, nah, no way. Let me see, maybe a little bit like that. In person, that fuchsia color is glowing. This looks like it's lit, but in the camera, it does not show at all. And when I saw this, even the lady at MS Orchid, she even told me, we were looking at that one and we almost decided to keep it because she says, we've never seen one looking like that. She says, it looks like it's illuminated with lights. And I go, exactly. So when the flowers died, of course, one thinks, will it be a fluke? Is it that maybe they fed it a certain way that you know, it created that effect? And so when it started opening, I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, there's that orchid again. It's just really cool. But unfortunately, I mean, you guys can see that it's a beautiful color, but it doesn't show the effect. In person, it glows. It's very cool. I don't know how it does that effect. Now this, my friends, is what I was dying to show you. I've been showing you the buds for a couple of, like, I don't know, I would say 2 videos. A Mystaglotus, or I always say it wrong, Dendrobium, a Mystaglossum. I always say it's Mystaglossa. I did that too fast. It's a long name. All right, so anyway, this is such a cool, this is from Carl Smith, and this is another one that I got at the Wellington. And they had it there, and Hayden held it for me, and it's such a cool flower. Look at that. And what I love is how many buds it gives you at the same time. It's like a shower of buds. That's why I had to do this video, guys, because when I saw how many flowers were like just opening, I said, you know, I have to put this out there because there's just too many great things happening. And we spent like 6 series in episode with Chaos of the Storm. And I want to show you guys that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It could look chaotic, but if you prepare, you set your mind and your intentions, and you have a lot of faith, and you pray in many cases, you will see results. And so in my case, I didn't see these results all the time. It wasn't like this always. This, to tell you the truth, between you guys and me and nobody else, this channel has made me a better orchid dad. This channel has made me learn how to grow things in a way that I never thought I could possibly learn or do. And so with that said, I have orchids today that I never would have dreamt that I could keep alive. So the fact that we went through this whole entire chaos, and a lot of you have reached out to me, even through the chat, you've said that you felt that, you know, you felt disappointed. Some of you felt motivated. Some of you didn't want to get back into and I'm like, don't worry about it. This is how you learn. You have to prepare. How, you know, a firefighter doesn't wait for the fire to happen for them to start learning. They go through the process first, and then they go, you know, when there is a fire, then they're all prepared. So this is the same way you got to see your plants. You know, you have to unfortunately kill some to see why you killed it, and then the next one you won't do it. So this is one of those that I when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I want this. And I was so afraid. Dendrobiums don't like cold weather, so I was afraid that this was going to get damaged. It's not the prettiest of plants, by the way, has no leaves, but it is gorgeous in flowers. And then right next to it, I decided to put, like, this one is just so perfect next to that one. Like, the colors are so Eastery. This one was from a bag baby that I got at the Fort Lauderdale show 2 years ago, but I can't remember the name of the place. But I do have the name of the Dendrobium. It says QF. Does that mean anything, guys? Maybe I'm just noticing that, but it doesn't. Look, she did knock something down. my tag. Sorry, guys, I have to do this because if not, I forget, and that damages your orchids. So anyways, you don't want to leave it lying like that. It's not good. So anyways, I got this one because the photo looked, again, exactly like that. And I said, wow, look at the yellow pistachio fading into the white, and then it just goes pop with that nice little pink. And so when I bought it with Terry, and I remember telling Terry, I think this is going to be a really cute flower. And look how nice. It had so many. It's a very floriferous orchid. But that's not all. You get more. More? Yes, more. You get a set of Ginzu knives. You get 2 spikes. Oh, wait, look. Oh, my God. There's 2 more there. That's so cool. See, I love surprises like that. Oh, and this one. I didn't notice that one either. Hold on. Where are you? Wow, it's going to have a lot of flowers. Now, this one here, I do not remember where I got this. I don't know if this looks like one from Jeremy's from Hawaii, but I don't. Jeremy, did you send me this one? I think he sent me this one. Knifer's Quest, maybe? I can't remember now. Maybe it's not, because I don't have the tag. If I had the tag, I would remember, but look what a pretty anosmum this is. That's a plant. And these, if you're going to hang them on trees, guys, you hang them the other way around. That would be the top, and this would be the bottom. So that way the flowers, the canes hang downwards. Very pretty. But unfortunately, guys, I don't have a tag. Let me check, because sometimes I say that and I find it on the sides. You know what? Maybe the cup has it. No. So sorry. All right, let's get out of here. So I hope you liked the segment of the quake tent. Honestly, while filming it now, I didn't realize I had so many flowers. Because I was like, maybe I should wait for the next What's in Bloom and then show the quick tent. But that's why there's going to be a super extra special long one for all of you that love the longer videos. All right, my friends, let me turn this around. Oh, wait. More? This one just opened. This is from Udeli's as well. Oops, sorry. Udeli's as well. Look at what a pretty neutral tone. Because usually, you know, orchids are so like pinky or purpley or even, you know, yellowy with red. But this is just yellow and brown. It's like a masculine orchid. Masculine energy orchid, right? Look how cool the inside of the labellum. Man, I love this 4K. Woof. Look at the details on that. That's really, really, really pretty. And this one is called a Puhala. Almost sounds Hawaiian. Puhala Goldie Eye crossed with Marbellianum. And these are the taller ones. See, these are definitely not tabletop. So I keep them in these fenced-in cylinders, because if not, they go all over the place. So that way they grow upwards. And then this one, I did show you in the last What's in Bloom. So if you guys want more information, but this is a Benton fill. Hold on. The other day I switched the tag to the top, but I think it was from another orchid. Braunfeldii. Yes, guys, Benton fill. That says Benton fill. Broomfieldii. And this one is also from Udeli's. Most of my large cane orchids come from Udeli's. They have some really cool ones. And over at the Sawgrass Orchid Show, they had 2 of these. And I almost took another one. I was like, maybe not. All right, look how dark it is. You guys, I'm not used to bringing you guys out here when it's this dark. All right, see you on the other side. All right, everybody, that is it. We finally got through this. I didn't think I was going to get through it, to tell you the truth. I was actually debating to do it to finish it some other day, but I really wanted to get this out before the next few shows because we have Fairchild Gardens this weekend, and then we have the following weekend, is it, or the following weekend? I think it's the following weekend. We have the Amazing Thailand show. So I don't want to get all bundled up in there and it just becomes a mess of videos, and it takes too much space on my thing. I'm full of like water drops. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I really had a great time showing you guys everything that's in bloom, and I'm super looking forward to everything else that's in spike and in bloom, because I think that all this feeding that I've been doing and this whole regimen, because of the cold weather, what it did is it slowed down the process of anything, you know, getting harmed or hurt due to the cold weather and its shift of temperatures. And it actually accelerated the growth of the seasonal blooms. And the reason I say seasonal is because sometimes people confuse that. It says, oh, if I fertilize more, will it bloom more? It doesn't mean that. It means you're going to strengthen the plant. So the plant then in return gives you better blooms. So it's not that the feeding is going to produce more blooms. Now, if the plant is really healthy, obviously it'll in return produce more blooms because the plant could uphold that much energy. But in many cases, you know, if the plant is not that healthy and it starts pushing out all those blooms, what's going to happen is the plant's not going to be able to keep that energy going through all these flowers, and then you start seeing some flowers die off or some buds die off. That's what it is. When you see buds die off, it's not always thrips. It's just that the plant has reached its limit of energy distribution and it's ready to shut off and say, now we got to open these flowers so then they can start getting pollinated to produce more babies. And round we go. So anyways, guys, I'm asking you guys to leave comments in reference to how you feel about me educating, incorporating more education into my What's in Bloom. I really enjoy doing it. I what do they say? You inner channel my sensei. I channel my inner sensei. There you go. I'm channeling my inner sensei. So if you guys like it, I really enjoy it. I think it's important because you get to learn why you enjoy watching the blooms. It inspires you to grow your own and do the same as far as growing the blooms, because there's nothing more amazing than watching your orchid bud and then bloom, right? Like that's, you look forward to it all year round. So when you follow good regimens, you get good results. So now, one thing I wanted to tell you guys, and I hope you stuck around this far, I'm going to try to say in some other videos. I did one more feeding. I did not do a video after the last feeding on series number 6 or episode number 6. I did do another feeding, and what I did for you guys that want to know, I'll probably put my little tag on the side. What I decided to do this time is do a bloom booster, and it's a 10-30-20, and I did that with I can't remember. I have it written down, so I'll put it down there. I think it was the KLN, no, the kelp, the bloom booster, and Epsom salt. And I kept the Epsom salt at half a teaspoon. I didn't want to do more than that because, you know, I've been giving it Epsom salt regularly, so you don't want to overdo it. You can dehydrate your leaves and then they start getting pruny, and it's not good for the plant. So what you do is you do small portions, with that way it gives it enough time to release and get rid of all those salts from the plant. And I'm going to cut it here because I can go on and on and on and on like a nerd. So I will see you guys next time. Please stay to the end for all the shows that are coming up. I am Nelson. You've been watching Nature Nel. And remember to always keep it green. I will see you next time. It's starting to rain. Bye. Você tá dormindo, é lindo de ver. Eu pego a viola, tô me divertindo e escrevo esse samba. Eu saio da lama e quero você. Vida é água que corre, que o rio não seca, de brotar, criar.